Welcome to toddlerhood. Your 13-month-old is really entering a sensitive period for wanting to hide things that disappear and then themselves discovering how to make them reappear. So when we had the ball drop box in the baby years where the ball drops into the hole and then reappears for them, now you can see that we have a lot of items where the little pieces will disappear and they have to figure out how to make them reappear. So this is one of our favorites. This is a toddlers love this slide and seek ball run. They have to actually use some force to push the ball down the hole. And this is a really easy thing for us adults, but it is a really big deal for your toddler who's working on balance and physical whole body coordination. So they're squatting, they're standing up, they're balancing, they might be crawling at this stage and reaching their arm up to get this ball into the hole. And then they have to figure out how to balance and push at the same time. So this is a really big deal for their physical development. And then there are 4 different ways for them to retrieve the ball. So this is problem solving in a lot of different ways. So they can push their hand through and pull the ball out through this door. They can open the door here, they can open the door this way, and they can open the lid, this door vertically. So this is really fun, works so many skills, problem solving, and really it's like about their bigger body movements and physical balance. This box has 3 interchangeable lids, and this is a posting box. Posting is the child development speak for pushing small items through a hole, and your child is entering a really sensitive period for this. So as we had talked about things disappearing, they love to poke things into holes and then have them disappear. So we have a progression of skills. First is this green lid, and we design these lids for the parent to be able to put on, but the child cannot actually take them off because we want them to have to problem solve to get these carrots in. And they might put the orientation, might put them this way, but the first skill is actually just being able to put the carrots into these holes. The second development will be when they can push these carrots through the holes and they will then disappear inside. The next level is the wooden coin bank, which is a Montessori classic, and this age period, this has been one of the favorite items in this play kit. It's so simple, but their ability to rotate their wrist and get this coin into the slot is a really important skill. So wrist rotation is happening here as they put the coins in the box, and this is going to take them months to master, but it's so fun. They're going to work so hard trying to figure it out. Then the last lid, which we recommend putting at the very end of this age band, is great for using household items like Q-tips. So the child can push the Q-tips through. They're really interested in small items and having access to small items. They're in that sensitive period, and they can push the Q-tips right through the holes. This is a supervised activity, but it's really great for their development. You can get creative with other items around the house, but they will love to work this fine motor skill. And then we have Bunnies in a Burrow. And it's so sweet. The ability to kind of hide and store and carry things around is just what toddlers want to do at this age. They just want to, it's such a cozy stage. It's so sweet. They want to hide the bunnies into this burrow. They might want to put the carrots in too. And then they want to carry this little burrow around with them. And being able to be able to put the bunnies into this burrow and pull them out it's a big deal for their fine motor development. It's also really important because it's helping them learn that things disappear and then reappear again. So even if they can't see this little bunny, it's still there. And this also helps with separation anxiety. So even though they can't see you, they know you're gonna come back. They know that you're still there with them. The next is our flexible ring stacker. So this, you might have a ring stacker at home. This is really different, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. One is that it is flexible. And so the first skill is being able to take the rings off the stacker that your child will engage with. The second is being able to put them on. And one way that you can help them is as they're working to get this ring over to this post, you can actually help them by pointing the post towards them so they can be successful early. So you can really work with them in building their skills. Eventually, when they're up for more of a challenge and they can do it themselves, this is actually a pretty challenging poster. because they have to work basically two sides of their brain. So they're holding the post with one hand, and then they're putting the ring on with the other. So this is great for fine motor development. It also has a spot, so it's a three-dimensional puzzle as well, putting the rings on and then putting the rings into these little slots. And then it's great for color matching and pattern making. So this is a great extended ring stacker. The next this is the first in our 1-year-old puzzle progression. And circles will all is one of the easiest first shapes to be able to complete a puzzle, because obviously orientation doesn't matter. And they can work to slide these puzzle pieces in and figure out where they go. The other is that these little children appear and disappear depending on where they're putting, if the puzzle piece is on or not. So they have all these little friends within the puzzle, and so it just adds another really fun dimension for them to relate to. Then we have our books are one of the most beloved components of our play kits. We tell real life stories of children that they can really relate to. We want to help you with bedtime. So Zoe goes through her routine. She does get water in her eyes because when she's taking a bath, she doesn't look up. And we all know as parents that getting our children to wash their hair can be a challenge. Being able to, children don't always love to have water poured over their head. So Zoe gets through this with some resilience. And she then helps, and she's gets ready for bedtime, helps with brushing her own teeth and having mama help, and then she has a really cozy night. So this is a great real life story that your child will love and relate to and come back to over and over again. In our play guides, we have all these rich activities. Your child is on the go at this age. So yes, the playthings are a really big, important part of their world, but what's really important is real life. And so we have all these kind of extra ideas of ways to play, the best of Pinterest, ways for them to get involved with their senses, and all these DIY activities of items that you already have in your home. So you don't have to go to the store to go buy special supplies. We also cover really kind of all the questions that you might have around milestones at this age. I think when they get busy, we can start to forget to sort of stay tuned into what's happening with them cognitively, physically, from a social emotional perspective. All of those nuanced developmental windows that are opening up at this age are all articulated in this guide. And so one of the things that questions that I often get that I had as a parent is for example, when do they first start to walk? And the average is 14 months. And that's a lot later than I think people expect. They kind of expect their children to be walking at 1. And so it has so many tips just like that will ground you in understanding where your child is developmentally and what you can do to help. So enjoy this stage. It's such a sweet age.